Welcome back to the main Moose module on the history of genocide and the Holocaust. In this video, we are going to discuss why the Holocaust happened. But first, just a reminder, the Holocaust is a very dark time in human history. What you are learning about may cause you to feel sad or angry. Although those emotions are normal, as you research this and you see images online that might be disturbing, please take care of yourself, take breaks, and use the SEL toolkit on the module. All right, let's get into it. The why of the Holocaust. Why did it happen? The reality is, this is a difficult question to answer. There are many factors that contributed to the Holocaust. It didn't appear out of nowhere. And while the industrialized killing of Jews in extermination camps was new, the hatred of Jews was not, and anti-Semitism is thousands of years old. So let's get into it. The historical roots of anti-Semitism originate during the rise of Christianity. As Christians were recruiting, they demonized Jews and lied, saying that they were the ones responsible for Jesus' death. And in the 1960s, the Catholic Church went against that. However, the effect had taken root. It continued during the Middle Ages, and it was a very powerful tactic to continue to recruit Christians against Jews as they were trying to convert them to Christianity. They were often scapegoated or blamed for problems in society they didn't have anything to do with. And during the Crusades, there were massacres of Jewish communities en route to the Holy Land. The church, at the time, the Christian church, didn't allow banking or money lending, and this allowed the stereotype for Jewish people to be greedy and powerful and corrupted kind of took hold, because a lot of Jewish people were forced into banking and money lending. So the first time that Jews were beginning to be stereotyped physically, they were depicted as being evil, having pointy noses, bushy beards, beady eyes, horns, tails, and being very frightening. They were accused of bloodletting, which was using Christian blood in their religious ceremonies. This led to outbreaks of violence against Jews in places like France, Spain, England, and Germany. Jews were also accused of spreading death and disease. When the Black Plague happened, they needed a scapegoat, and Jews were the easy target to blame. And often that's what happens when times are difficult and hard for society. It's easy to try and find someone to blame. And we'll see this as a theme throughout. Racial anti-Semitism began in the 19th and 20th centuries. There was a pseudoscience movement called eugenics that kind of took hold in Europe and the United States, that tried to place a hierarchy or a level of ranking racial and ethnic groups. White Northern Europeans were at the top, and Jews were at the bottom, seeing as subhuman or less than human. This new racial anti-Semitism was carried out to extreme by Hitler and the Nazis. That's why when World War I happened, and we had the Treaty of Versailles, where Germany was held into account, both ordinary citizens and political leaders resented the treatment that the treaty enforced. They needed a scapegoat again, and it was easy to blame the Jews because there had already been centuries of just prejudice and discrimination, fear and hatred towards the Jewish people, so it was easy to convince people to be angry and fearful. This allowed Adolf Hitler to rise to power off of the people's fear and resentment, and turn Germany towards fascism, which is an ultra-nationalist authoritarian regime. Now, nationalists can be a positive thing. You can have nationalism for your country at the Olympics or something like that. But in this case, it was nationalism in a way that identified the group of people with one very specific group, which were white, Aryan, blonde-haired, blue-eyed nationalists. All right, so that was a very brief summary as to the why of the Holocaust. Please continue on to the modules. If you need to take a break or you need to access our SEL toolkit, please do so. And thanks for joining.